Are you dreaming of a trip to Ireland, but not sure where you should stay? From luxury castles to the cutest bed and breakfasts, there is a place that will fit your needs. Let's get started with a few castles. Adare Manor in the town of Adare in County Cork. If you want to be treated like royalty, then this is your place. The beds were soft and plush. The food was most delightful, and we relaxed in pure luxury. If you can swing the price, it is completely worth every euro you spend here. It's more than a place to stay the night. It's an unforgettable experience. From morning wellness drinks at breakfast to sipping a handcrafted cocktail in the tack room, you will enjoy every minute. It's fun to just explore the grounds and see how beautiful and magical this place really is. Cabra Castle Hotel, just an hour north of Dublin, nestled in a picturesque forest, is this beautiful castle filled with charm and beauty. We had the joy of having afternoon tea while we stayed here, and it was everything you would expect and more. I had the freshest, most scrumptious donut I've ever had, and the brownie at dinner for dessert literally melted in my mouth. To say the food was delicious is an understatement. The courtyard rooms are said to be haunted, but all we could focus on was the deluxe feel of the room, fit for a queen. You won't be disappointed if you stay in this castle. I would highly recommend going to the Dunnery Forest while you are there. Markree Castle in County Sligo is a sister hotel to Cabra Castle and one of 4 under the Romantic Castles of Ireland collection. This castle has the most impressive, grandiose entrance. When you walk in the door, you are greeted with a red carpet leading up the staircase to the open expanse of the castle. We had arrived early, so we enjoyed some treats and tea in the butler's pantry, and we got to explore the castle while no one was really around. The sitting rooms are most impressive, and the dining room was decorated to perfection. The outside of the castle was absolutely stunning and so magical, especially at night. You can walk down to the river, enjoy the green all around you, or play a game of life-size chess. This would be a neat place to get married. So enchantingly beautiful. Our room was beautifully decorated, and it had a tub overlooking the brilliantly green courtyard. It was especially pretty in the morning when the sun was coming up, breaking through the fog. Ballynahinch Castle Hotel, located in County Galway. You can't beat the location of this castle, set in the Connemara region, surrounded by mountains, water, and lush woodlands. We overlooked the river at breakfast and explored the grounds in the morning, as we had arrived during Storm Ashley the night before. We didn't even notice there was a storm while inside the warm castle walls, with the crackling fireplaces. If you stay in the old part of the castle, you will get your exercise going up and down the stairs. But our room overlooked the river, and every detail was accounted for. Totally worth the walk up the stairs. Not only is this castle hotel beautiful on the inside, the outside is spectacular, with the gardens and the walks that you can take. It's definitely a great spot to stay in the Connemara region. Ballygally Castle in Northern Ireland. Now this was one of the most unique hotel experiences I've had. It has 4 tower rooms in the 17th century castle that have been updated obviously to a modern guest room. We stayed in the Glenariff room right by the ghost room, which is said to be haunted. I did have a weird dream of a woman floating in a mirror that night. Could it be the woman that haunts the ghost room? Or just my imaginative brain at night? I will never know. It's located right across from the beach with plenty of parking. This was one of my most favorite and unique places to stay in Ireland. Loch Esk Castle Hotel, located in County Donegal. The last castle hotel on my list is Loch Esk. While the outside looks like a castle, the inside was more like a really nice hotel, as it didn't have that grandiose castle feel when you walked in. But I would still recommend it in the area. The room was very spacious and comfortable, but it was really far away from everything. That was probably just because that was the room we were given. They did have one of the most impressive breakfast spreads of all the hotels we stayed at. The food was delicious, and the atmosphere in the dining room was exquisite and lovely. We were able to choose a cool booth table. When Ireland says breakfast is included, it's not the kind of breakfast included you would find in the United States. Everything is made fresh from scratch and is absolutely heavenly. While we were in Ireland, we pretty much had a huge breakfast and then a huge dinner. Lunch pretty much consisted of just a light snack. That wraps up all of the castle hotels on my list. Next, we're going to go to Killarney International Hotel in the town of Killarney, right by the Ring of Kerry. We have stayed here twice because of its great location right in the town of Killarney by the Ring of Kerry. The one con of this hotel is that there isn't free parking. The first time we stayed, we came in during a parade, which, as you can imagine, we did not find parking easily. The second time, we found a nearby car park that you had to pay by the hour. Just know that if you select a hotel in a bigger town, you may want to inquire if there is free parking. I really liked the lobby and dining room as it felt lavish and deluxe. It is nice to be able to walk and explore the town of Killarney while staying there. The Glendalough Hotel in the Wicklow Mountains, just south of Dublin, is where we stayed to explore Glendalough. The beautiful part of staying at this hotel is it gives you the freedom to wander around in the early morning or late evening when not as many people are there. We did go during a less busy time of year and woke up early to explore the cemetery on Halloween morning. The fog added a mysterious vibe while we walked in the crisp morning air. The rooms were like a typical hotel, but the building itself is cool, and once again, you can't beat the location. I chose a lot of the hotels we stayed at based on the location. You can explore Wicklow Mountains, Glendalough, and as I mentioned, you aren't too far from Dublin. Burvey Guest House on Achill Island, right on Keel Beach. This was one of my favorite places we stayed this past year, and probably one of my favorites of all time. I have yet to go to a bed and breakfast in Ireland and not have excellent service. Remember to always look at the reviews before booking a place. The reviews were what sold us on staying here, and they were 100% accurate. Everything about Burvey Guest House was amazing. The location, the food, the service, the rooms. It was everything you would imagine from staying at a bed and breakfast on the coast. Achill Island is so incredibly beautiful and somewhere I would recommend to anyone. Staying right on the coast is an amazing experience while you are on this island and in Ireland. I will be adding this guest house to my next trip to Ireland, and for more than one day this time. Guggenberra Hotel, located in County Cork. As I mentioned earlier, I pick a lot of the places we stay based on location, and this is no exception. The location was absolutely perfect. We wanted to stay here the last time we came to the area, but they were closed for the season. We made a point to add it to our next trip. You are right next to St. Finbarr's Oratory and Guggenberra Forest, which are locations you would envision in a fairy tale. We stayed here 2 nights and had the most amazing time exploring the mystical beauty of the area. I really am sure fairies actually live in this forest. because it is so serene, magical, and the color green you would imagine Ireland to be. If you want to experience the countryside of Ireland, this is the perfect place to stay. Are you planning a trip to Ireland? I have designed a travel guide that goes through my planning process, jam-packed with tips and everything in one place to have the most amazing trip possible. I'll put the Amazon link in the description. You can also go to my website to get more information and to join my newsletter. Glasson Lake House, located near Athlone in the center of Ireland. I think they named this place appropriately. The vibe is very lake house-like. The rooms were so cozy, and the walk to the lake was peaceful. There's an outdoor pool and a huge outdoor seating area to enjoy the breathtaking views. The food was excellent, and if you like to play golf, this is a great place to stay. Even if you don't play golf, there is a spa and plenty of things to do even in the off-season. If you are traveling across from Dublin to the west coast, then this is the perfect mid-stop. There's a lot to explore, especially castles like Leap Castle. I'll leave a link in my video description on the Leap Castle video I did. Loughnach Lodge, located in County Galway. This lodge is the most picture-perfect place, set in the mountains of the Connemara region. It's a great base location to explore places like Kylemore Abbey and the Connemara National Park. If you want to learn more about Kylemore Abbey, I'll leave the video link in the description. You walk across the street from the lodge and pass through the gate to walk towards the lake with mountain views in front of you. The scenery is worth the stay alone. We did enjoy our meals in the pub, our comfy, spacious room, and the staff was fabulous and so friendly. I would highly recommend this place to stay. Red Castle Hotel in County Donegal. As we drove up to the hotel through the golf course, on a Friday night, it was hopping for this time of year, as there was a wedding there and a traveling men's choir to sing at a festival in nearby Londonderry Dairy. A shout out to the happy couple, Sheila and Barry. It was nice meeting you. The award to the most comfortable bed of our trip last year went to this hotel. I also loved all the photographs they had throughout the hotel and our room. As a photographer, I appreciate when attention is placed on a beautiful photograph. We ate dinner while watching the sun set over the lake. We took the earliest dinner slot available to enjoy the view before it got dark. I was pleasantly surprised by this hotel, and we really enjoyed our stay. I would definitely recommend this hotel if you're in the Donegal area. The Antrim House Bed and Breakfast is located in Portrush in Northern Ireland. This was our first experience with more of an Airbnb feel of a place. We never met the host, but she was very responsive to messages on WhatsApp. I downloaded this app prior to going as a way of communication, so I didn't have to pay an additional international phone fee for calling. In this case, it worked out great. Portrush is an awesome place to stay if you are exploring the famous landmarks of Northern Ireland, like Giant's Causeway. I'll post that video in the description too. We had a hard time finding a place to stay for the weekend because of the bank holiday on Monday. If you're traveling in Ireland, make sure you check bank holidays. We searched for a while and found this gem. It is adult only and has a personal hot tub. Unfortunately, it rained the whole time we were there, so we couldn't enjoy the hot tub. But the location was superb, right in the town of Portrush. And they had their own car park, lucky for us. We chose not to do any meals with our stay. However, there were plenty of places to eat within walking distance, so I didn't have to drive around. I was happy about that because it was rainy and very busy. We really enjoyed our stay in Portrush, and it's a really cute coastal town with a surfer vibe to it. Acton's Hotel in Kinsale, which is in County Cork, located right next to the water, is this beautiful boutique hotel. There were 3 of us, and we stayed in a family room. If you have more than 2 people in your group, you will want to look for places to stay that have family rooms, or you might have to book 2 rooms if they don't have family rooms. Even if it says a queen bed, it's most likely a double-size bed, which is very small. We walked into the town of Kinsale and ate at Jim Edwards, which was lovely. The next morning, it downpoured while we ate breakfast. Luckily, it stopped just in time for us to leave and go to Timaleek Abbey, which the front desk staff recommended for us to go see. Always ask locals for places they would recommend going to see. It was a fabulous recommendation. Dingle Harbor Lodge in County Kerry. Just outside of the town of Dingle is this cute bed and breakfast. I liked that it was just a little bit outside of the busy town, yet we could still walk into town and the harbor. We ended up going into town both nights, and there were a lot of restaurant choices with excellent food and cool music playing. Once again, we stayed in a family room, which was spacious and had 3 beds. This was the perfect location to stay for exploring the Dingle Peninsula, which is one of my favorite areas in Ireland. Here are some of the photos from that area. Bailey's Hotel in County Tipperary. This was a great location to stay if you plan to visit the Rock of Cashel and Hoare Abbey, as you can walk to them. It's located right in the town of Cashel and has free parking as well as an attached restaurant. Our room had a beautiful view of the Rock of Cashel, and the food we had at the restaurant was quite good, especially the dessert. If you are exploring the Rock of Cashel, don't forget to go to Hoare Abbey, which isn't as busy and equally beautiful and rich in history. Bailey's Hotel was a super cute boutique hotel that I would recommend in the area. Lahinch Coast Hotel and Suites in County Clare. If you want to see the Cliffs of Moher, then Lahinch is a great town to stay the night in. The Lahinch Coast Hotel has free parking, which was nice when you are in a bigger town where you have to pay for parking. Since you are right in town, there are a ton of pubs and restaurants with great food and awesome entertainment. There is a gorgeous beach you can walk to, which we were able to catch an amazing sunset and sunrise. Our room was quite spacious with a kitchenette and living area space. I would recommend this hotel for its great location in the town of Lahinch. The next 2 places on my list are near the airport for easy shuttle access for renting cars at the airport. The Dublin Clayton Airport Hotel. We dropped our rental car off before going to the hotel because they have a shuttle to the airport, which worked out really slick. When you are flying in and out of Dublin, this was a great spot to stay the night before your flight. We stayed here twice and enjoyed our meals in the restaurant. A fun bonus was watching the fireworks from the surrounding towns because we were there on Halloween. If you want to go into Dublin, I would select a hotel in Dublin, as it was expensive to get a taxi into town from this hotel. The year we explored Dublin, we stayed in town by Christchurch and walked or took the bus to places. I would not recommend renting a car to drive in Dublin. Explore Dublin via public transportation or walking. Then rent a car to explore the rest of Ireland. The Cork International Airport Hotel. When we flew out of Cork, we stayed here the night before, which worked out well as it's right next door to the airport. The food was really good, and it was nice to relax the night before our flight. We've been to Ireland 4 times, and those were some of my favorite hotels we stayed in. What hotels or bed and breakfasts have you stayed in that you love? Leave them in the comments so others can see. Happy travels!